Hello guys, it's Jane. Okay, I'm starting live stream from I'm waiting people coming. It's Jane from universewithme.com. Um okay, just 1 second. Hello. Hi. Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm just waiting a little bit more people. It's 8 people watching. It's weird that on my computer it said that nobody watching, but actually I see the 8 people watching. Uh, how are you today? 8 people watching. It's weird. Okay, something. Hello, Farmer Ninja. Where are you from? Uh, if I speak Korean, then other people cannot understand. So I have to speak English. I'm sorry. Uh, so today I'll talk about how I prepared my cycling trip at the beginning. But before starting, uh, just let's talk about casual thing like hello, Alan Chan. Here is the morning. It's 7:30. Hello Zero Lamo. Hello Andre. Here is Chiang Mai, Thailand. It's 7:30. It's a bit difficult to wake up. I wake up 6:30 and then I was preparing. So it's a bit like too. I wake up usually I wake up like 6:30 because I'm going actually co-working space. Co-working space is the place I'm paying and I got the place to work. Because if I work at home, I cannot concentrate. I keep procrastinating, so I pay for co-working space, and that makes me very productive. So I usually wake up like 6:30 to go to co-working space. But actually, it's very difficult to wake up early morning. I always want to sleep more. I'm like you guys. You guys, if you when you guys have work, it's difficult to wake up right in the morning, and I'm same. But it says, but just the moment when I woke up is a little bit hard. But once I get the energy and I'm fine, now I'm getting energy and I'm excited to talk to you guys. Today I'll talk about how I prepared my cycling trip at the beginning. Last time I talked about how I started traveling. So I told you that um, I'm working for my blog, and also I'm changing my blog. Yeah, at this moment. So last time I talked about how I started traveling. So I told you that I traveled one time in South Korea when I was in vacation, and I found the work holiday visa. So I went to Canada, and while looking at Northern Lights, I went to Canada and I hitchhiked, and for months I went to North to see Northern Light and living. And while looking at Northern Light, I decided to travel the universe, and then I was afraid. So okay, let's travel the Earth first, and that's how I started traveling. And I from the March to the August, like almost 4 months, I really worked hard, and I made it $12,000. I made it $9,000. So when I left Canada, I had $12,000, and I fly from Yellowknife to San Francisco, because San Francisco is known for many cyclists, and San Francisco is south in the United States. So I thought that it'd be easy to maybe to cross the border, because if I start from the north, it'd be too long. So I fly from I fly from Canada, and actually I stopped over in Vancouver one night, and at that time I met my like say middle school teacher. So it was really good time at the um, last time I took that, I did a service job. I did a cleaning in the hotel. I did a farming. I made a sandwich, and what did I did a cashier. I worked in the restaurant. I did many different things, and the place I lived in the north in Canada, so the salary per hour was higher than like Vancouver. Vancouver was at the time $9 per hour, but my place was $15 per hour, and I worked from Monday to Sunday from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. for very hard for like 2 3 months. So they give me lots of money, and actually the place I'm paying was a bit expensive. Like I paid like $750 for only a room. I had a roommate, but still, it's everything is more expensive. But I made more money, so there's no problem to save money in Canada, in the north. So I flew to San Francisco, and I never used a warm shower. I only used couch surfing when I hitchhiked in Canada. Warm shower is a website for hosting. So like a stranger invites you to for a place to sleep. So uh, I sent some messages, and one guy answered me. So I went to his house, and he was been like 50 years old. I don't know. He's a professor. He was teaching Italian. So and he loves cycling. So he helped me. He like giving me idea, and also he told me where to buy things. So we went to big like kind of shopping mall. How can I say? Big store. It was like 3 floors for bicycle, camping, and everything. And I went to there, and but like if I buy everything so expensive, then I'll be in troubles. Even like I bought many cheap things. Like my sleeping bag was $60, and my sleeping pad was like $40. And my tent was $70. But still I spent lots of money. Italian. Yeah. So I bought some like actually I bought some what's the name solar panel. And so those things still that was still big money. Although I bought many cheap things because I didn't have anything. So when I got to San Francisco, what I had was only like clothes. I didn't have any camping gear and nothing any for bicycle. So I had to buy every single thing, and it is being money to buy all these small things. Even like I have to buy spoon, fork. Yeah. And the problem was bicycle. So I went to this, I told you that I went to this big store, and they had the bicycle. The problem was kind of expensive. There's $1,100 for bicycle, and there's no any like special thing inside. So I had to change a few things. So so I was looking for Craigslist. Do you know Craigslist? Craigslist is American. I mean, it's like these days it's worldwide. Craigslist is for secondhand, selling and buying. So I was looking for a bicycle in Craigslist, and I was looking for Shirley Long Haul Trucker. Shirley Long Haul Trucker is a brand, and this is very popular between travelers because it's touring bicycle and it is built for traveler. So the frame was a little the back the rear part of frame was a bit longer. So when you are pedaling, you don't hit your back, and also the frame is very strong. So it's good for touring. I was looking for secondhand on Craigslist website. There's one guy posted that it was $700 and he was selling a few different frame, but my size, the smallest size was 50. And I was checking the size for frame, because you cannot buy any bicycle first. You have to know the size of a bicycle, and you have to check your height, and then you have to calculate those things. And I think 50-inch was fine, so I decided to buy, and I sent him message, and he was like 2 hours far from San Francisco. So I had to go to San Francisco. No, no, no. Yeah, it was San Jose. I still remember that I bought my bicycle in San Jose. So I took a train from San Francisco to San Jose, and I met this guy, and he said the bicycle, he built a bicycle, that's why it's so cheap. So some part were old, some part were new, and frame is new. So I was the first owner, and it looks fine. So I decided to vote. So I paid him like $700, and on the way on the train, there's some specific place for only cyclists. So there's no seat, and then there are also many other like cyclists on the train. And some I was talking to people like, so I mean those things, and some people ask like, oh, this bicycle is for what? And I said, I will travel the world with this bicycle, and then suddenly everybody was looking at me like, wow. And at the time I realized, wow, what I'm doing, what the hell will I do? Like, so, I didn't think much, and then I just tell people, and then people are so surprised, and like, and I realized, oh my goodness, I just something crazy thing. And so everything was ready once I came back to San Francisco. Actually, well, I arrived the 24th of August, and I made a goal. I'm going to leave 1st September. Because if I don't make the deadline, it'll be too delayed, and I'll be too lazy. So I made the deadline, and that deadline was September 1st. So I was actually hurried to buy many things. And yes, I found the bicycle after just few days. So I was very lucky. I prepared those things, and actually at the beginning I really didn't have much luggage. I had only 4 bags, and I didn't have expensive front handlebar bag. I had just cheap handlebar bag and some expensive bicycle panniers, and I didn't have winter clothes and many things. If you see the picture of my first cycling day, it looks very empty. So you will be surprised. So everything is ready, and the day is coming, 1st September. And okay, let's start. But I realized on the day, 1st September, it was so difficult. First, to put everything on the behind. I had some like what is it, sleeping bag and those things, and also I had the tripod, and I had to tie very well at the behind, but I couldn't do very well. So at the first just hour, I lost my tripod. I lost some paper map. So, and I really didn't know how to get out of San Francisco. I mean, this big city. At the time, I didn't have any smartphone. Yeah, I didn't have a smartphone. So I had to only I have to only depends on the paper map, and paper map is just very simple, and to get out of the big city was impossible. And I enter the highway that uh, so there are like five lanes, and car is going so fast, like their speed must be 120 kilometer. And and then there's some road, the cars that coming, right, and then this is a road. People keep going one straight. So I have to cross on the other side for cycling safely. But then, I was stuck in the island because the car coming is so fast, and this car is also going so fast. And on this place, on this small island, I was stuck for 10 minutes. I was too afraid, and I didn't know what to do. And then later, just after 10 minutes, police came. I think someone reported me, or I don't know, some driver report, or there's camera, so they saw me. As so police came and police told me, you must not cycle in the highway. You must get out of the highway. And I heard that later, if I have if I have this, how can I say, if I get this kind of 3 times, if I get penalty, I must kick out. I must be kicked out from United States. So I already got the first kind of penalty, but they didn't give me this kind of ticket, so I was fine. But early, if you cycle in United States, you must not enter to big highway because if police find you, they give you a ticket. If you have if you got this ticket for 3 times, you must be kicked out from United States. So I was very like scared, but police was kind. That the police just, hey, just get out of here. So I didn't get any ticket. So I get out of the highway, and I really still don't know how I find the roads. I mean, this is big city, and I didn't have any smartphone. I lost my paper map. I just ask people that, oh, I'm going to south. Where is the way to south? That's the way I travel at the beginning. And the night was coming, and I was afraid what to do, where to sleep. I have a tent, sleeping bag, but I was too afraid. And I remember that some traveler told me that they ask local people, like, can I set up my tent at your yard? Oh, I was too shy, so I cycle for I was too shy, so I cycled for for a long time, like 20 minutes, and I just see people's house, and still I'm afraid. There are many houses, but I was too shy and too afraid to ask. And I just keep cycling and checking where should I ask, where should I ask, but the night is coming, so I must ask. So I went to some house and I knocked the door and I asked, hey, can I set up my tent at your yard? I think I was a bit rejected a few times. They say no, no, no. And maybe it's either third time or fourth time. I cannot remember exactly. I asked, hey, can I set up my tent? And yeah, he was said, oh yeah, come, come. He was very kind. And it was a Philippine family. So this Philippine family invite me, these Filipinos invite me at their house. No, but actually I set up my tent at the garden, behind the garden, because they said I think they'll be like afraid of a neighbor if I set up my tent in front of their yard. So I set up my tent behind the yard so nobody can see me. And that was my first experience ever to set up my tent at people's yard. And they invited me dinner. So that night I was like, I was so exhausted. But on the other hand, I was, mm, yeah, very exhausted. But on the other hand, I was very happy to meet some people and got invited for dinner. So, okay, maybe tomorrow will be better. I believe that. So next morning, I got breakfast by then, and I started again. And the road was very hilly. It's up and down, as I remember. And people, yeah. So, but the road was very simple. It's only one way. It was a number one highway. So I just follow this highway. So there's no problem to find the road. But the problem was, it's too difficult for me. like up and down. And actually, I didn't really cycle on the hill. I pushed my bicycle all the time when after a downhill. And then I pushed my bicycle going up and then going down, and then again I got off from my bicycle and I pushed my bicycle. And I just started my cycling trip, so I'm not good at like preparing. So actually, there were not many things to eat on my back. And this on the highway, there's no such a grocery store, right? So I didn't have enough food, and I was too exhausted. And I still remember there was crazy things that there was one guy just on the hill. He was playing drum. I didn't take the picture, but I still remember that he was playing drum on the road on the top of the hill, and they're like, what is this guy? Yeah. Yeah, Filipinos are, yeah, kind usually. So I really remember that guy, but I was too exhausted to take picture. But in my memory, I still have him playing, and I keep cycling, and I was too difficult, so I closed my eyes a few times, and when I closed my eyes, it's funny that I couldn't see still the road. It's crazy experience that I'm so exhausted. So on the top of hill, I just because on the top of hill after pushing my bicycle for a long time, and I close my eyes to take the rest, and then still I see the road. That was crazy experience, and I I really wanted to give up. I was really afraid because I spent $2,500 already. My tent is only $70. My sleeping bag is $60. Sleeping pads $40. Many things were so cheap, but still I spent my for my gear 1,000 1,000 few $100 for buying gears, and bicycles is $700, and I spend only too much money, but I really couldn't like do it. It's too difficult already at the second day. Wow. And I was so exhausted, I was so hungry, and I found some shop. They were selling organic food, and I asked them, "Hey, is there any place to set up tent?" And also I asked, "Can I buy some food? I'm so hungry. I'm so exhausted." And then they're so kind. They give me some soup and some snack, and also they show me where I can set up my tent. And I set up my tent, and there was some place to I can there's some place to take shower. It was outside, and I went there with some small light, and but then I drew this little lantern to the some floor, and there was some small hole. So I lost my light lantern, and then that moment was like I was really broke down. I actually because it was so hard, and I lost many things. And once I back to my tent, I started crying like, it was too difficult memory. Like I started crying like, I spent too much money. I cannot do it. The uphill is too difficult. I push my bicycle all day. I'm so hungry. I'm so exhausted. I really cannot do it. I really cried in the tent at the second day. I was very depressed that I lost already many things like tripod, like map, and then the very important lantern. And that was a difficult night. But I spent already like 2,000 more than $2,000. So I told myself, okay, let's try, let's cycle. Maybe just to Los Angeles, LA, and we can and then I can think about the next plan. At least 1 month. Come on, I spent $2,000 more than $2,000. It's not kidding. It's big money. Come on, let's do it. Just a little bit more. Come on, please. I told this on my third day. So I keep cycling, and I think that sometimes when I get stressed, I really cry, and that crying helped me to stand up again. So I think that night crying was a bit like cure myself. And from the Thursday, I become a little bit better. I feel better, and I prepare more food, and I keep cycling. And my third day, I was passing some very tourist place, tourist city, and there was one guy came to me and he asked me, "Hey, how are you? How is it going?" And he invited me at his family house. And he at the time he was with his daughter, so I could trust him, like because I don't want to follow just one solo guy house, but he was with his daughter, so I could trust him, and his daughter looks so like angel. So I followed them, and oh, it was really like very welcoming, and so they like invite me for dinner, and then they even give me many gifts like what's the name pepper spray and pot for cooking, some clothes, and also socks. And they really gave me a very important thing, and I use still some of them. It's over 60 years, but I'm still using. And that really cheered me up. Like this lovely family, I could feel love from them. And the daughter in their family was so kind, so lovely, so sweet. So their family's love really cured me from this hardest moment. And yeah, that really pushing me to the forward. And yes, let's do it more. And after 1 week, I felt better. And after a week, I found that I used a warm shower again. So at his place, I got very less time. I even wrote. Did I write a blog? Oh no, I think I was very relaxed, and I got used to cycle a little bit. So that was my story about the beginning of my cycling trip. So how's the story? You can ask me anything about like how did I prepare, or like like you can ask about gear. So that was story. Okay, any question? Let me tell you a short story. So I flew from Canada to the United States. In San Francisco, I bought camping gears in big camping stores, but many things were cheap, like $10 to $70, sleeping bag $60 something. But still, I spent like more than $1,000, like $1,500 something for camping gears and many other things. And my bicycle, I bought my bicycle from Craigslist, which is a selling and buying website. So one guy was building this bicycle like old frame and no new frame and old part new part. So I bought that with $700. And yeah, and first day of my cycling day, I was in trouble because I went to big highway. So I didn't have any map at the time, so it's very difficult to get out of. And second day was also very very difficult. Even I cried. But from the Thursday, I got relaxed, and I felt better and better. And I didn't look far away. I always look just next city. So my goal, I told people all the time that I'm going to cycle all around the world. But actually, in my mind, I only look the next city, because if you look too far away, then the goal would seem impossible. So it's always better to see just front. So that's how I keep moving. So thank you for listening to my story. And if you have any question, ask me, and I'll answer. Any question? Oh, brand. But actually, bicycle is not that much important, because I saw many times that some people traveling with only $200 bicycle. Some people really like, some guy was cycling really horrible bicycle with like, I don't know, even $50 bicycle. So brand is maybe you can just buy brand which is like Trek or this kind of brand can be okay. But if you want expensive bicycle, then the best bicycle for touring can be Charlie Long Hard Trucker. But again, you don't need expensive bicycle. Just you need a high gear, at least 27, something like that, because the road is always like some road is very steep, some road is very flat and little flat. So you need a high gear, like front three, back seven, and no, no, back is a nine, and front is three, and it's 27 gears, and it'll be helpful to cycle on the uphill or downhill. Is there anything you wish you knew before? Oh, that's a really good question. Is there anything you wish you knew before you started your trip? I always wish I speak English better. English is always challenging for me. If you are the person like a native English speaker, good luck. You're good. But the other things, maybe I wish I learn how to fix the spoke, because I had many times broken spoke, so it's a bit important to know how to fix a spoke. But you can learn on the way, or you can just go to bicycle shop. Actually, it's not a big deal. Hello, bike Gail from Bogota, Colombia. Hola, hola. Is there any company that makes electric touring bikes? Cool. Is that even good idea? Lin Chen. Electric touring bikes. I never tried. I never actually even saw. I saw on online. I post about this next on my blog. I talk about maybe electronic touring bike later. But at this moment, actually, I don't have much knowledge, so I cannot answer this. It's a bit difficult. Hello, bike girl. I saw you. Hola, hola. Get Yeah. It's actually a really good question. What's the thing I wish I knew before? What else? What else? What else? I wish. Yeah, I think English is the only thing actually I wish. And maybe I wish. There's one thing I always wish that I cycle with someone actually. But not like I like to cycle with someone who has a similar, how can I say, similar person, so we can understand each other. This maybe two things I always wish that I speak better English. And the second is I cycle with someone like we trust each other, we respect each other. That's maybe two things I always wish. Yeah. Did you bicycle was stolen? And my bicycle never been stolen. Nobody tried to steal my bicycle. So over 60 years, it's same bicycle. Yeah. Most of the places safe while you are traveling. I think I can say yes, but I always try to be. I always try. I use common sense. Usually I don't go like dark place, or I listen to the local people carefully. So local people are mostly right. In Mexico, you see the news there. Mexico is so crazy dangerous. They're like 12 people are kidnapped. There are 10 body found it. But this kind of news will scare you forever. If you listen this kind of news, you cannot really travel. You should get out of this news and then listen to the local people. Local people will tell detailed information. Sometimes they say, don't go there. I don't go there. So local people are usually right. What maps did you use before Maps.me? Wow. I really didn't have a. I got a smartphone when I was in Spain. Someone actually sent his used phone. So from that time, I started using like a GPS. But before, I never used GPS. I just ask local people. So local people are my map. So usually I ask 3 times. All the time, I ask 3 times because there's a possibility that local people told me wrong direction. So I ask 3 times, and then if one person is wrong, still 2% is right. Local people was my map. Yeah. How difficult and expensive can be for you to request and get the visa to enter the new country? For me, it's very easy to enter new country because I have a. It depends on passport. What kind of passport you have? If you have a passport from Europe or like Korea, some America, it can be very easy. But if you have if your passport is from somewhere other country, but then you have hard time that you must check at least few months before entering. Even myself, I check at least 1 month before to enter the about like visa information. Uh, I like to travel with the other friend, but I'm having some difficulty that I cycle very slow. So I cannot cycle with someone who is going too fast. That's giving me too much pressure, too much stress. So I like to cycle with a person who can be like going similar speed. This is very important actually. But yes, I really love to cycle with someone. Okay, it is good to talk. I think it's time to finish my live stream, and I'll be back on Thursday, maybe lunch here lunchtime. So I have some Thai food with you guys. So I want to introduce some Thai food. I didn't make any Thai street foods yet. I always thinking about I should make, but still I never made. So let's have some Thai food together on Thursday lunch. So it'll be 12 o'clock for 12 o'clock, something like 12 or between 1 here local time. For America, it will be 12 a.m. or 9 p.m. between 12 a.m. And you for Europe, it will be what time is it? What time is it? What time is it? For Europe, it will be actually 3 a.m. something like that. And Sydney, it will be something like 6 p.m. maybe. So I hope you guys are okay with that time. Just the last question. How often do you change your tire? I change maybe every 2 years, maybe 1 year, 1 or 2 year. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching my live stream today. I'm always like mumbling and saying keep same word, but hopefully you understand. I think if I keep doing a live stream, I'll speak better. So hope you understand that. You know, my first language is not English, but I hope it was interesting and yeah, it was fun for you. I hope have a good night, good day, and good morning. See you next time. It's good to talk to you guys. Have a good day. Bye bye.